Good morning and welcome to the Free Daily Coaching Hangout. Your daily hangout for mindset, tech tips, and everything attraction marketing. We're here every morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Sit back or jump in. Either way, remember to have some fun. Here at freedailycoaching.com.
Good morning and welcome to the Free Daily Coaching Podcast. Today is Monday, June 8th, and we're excited to be here at the Free Daily Coaching Podcast. And some of the listeners are actually listening in online via www.freedailycoaching.com, and they actually registered for the live webinar. So we're recording this live webinar here each and every morning, Monday through Friday, down here in Colorado Springs. We record it, we shoot the live webinar so you can be here with us live as we're recording the podcast, and you have the ability to then interact. And we have a live question and answer session available for you in the mornings. This week, we're going to have some guests coming around midweek. We're going to bringing some guests over to the podcast. So we're excited about that as well. And this morning's call is going to be actually called Starting at the End, right? Or the end is the beginning. And it's kind of a weird idea. It's kind of a weird question. Like, what does that mean if don't we start at the beginning? Isn't the beginning the starting place? And really, isn't it the end? Isn't the end place the actual starting place? And I'm going to expand on this. And the reason I'm going to do this is over the weekend, I had the opportunity to go out of town just for a single day. And during that time, I was with a marketing friend, and we had the ability to sit down and quickly write up an offer that I was working on, or the second letter in a series of letters that I was writing. And she was reminding me in the sequence of the letters that I was writing in this offer that I was putting together. And this will relate to your marketing. And I want to show you how it went, why the lesson really sunk in is in the process of writing the letter. She was giving, she was talking with me and saying, hey, what if, think about these concepts. And don't we always really have to start at the end for the beginning? And not just in a sales or a marketing idea and the construct there, but think about what it is that you're doing, the things that you're doing on a daily basis that you want to get done. Let's use, for example, let's say you want, let's say you have a big poodle, and you want your poodle to look like the big puffs, pom-poms, and all cute, and the tail's done and everything's all done up. Well, that's the end goal, right? So that's really the end. So the end is the beginning. So you start at the end with the idea of what is the end result that you want, and then work your way backwards. And how often do we know that this lesson is how we should be approaching so many things in our business, in our lives, but then how often do we forget that and try and then go start at the beginning? It would be like if you were landscaping your front yard and you start at the end, right? The end is the beginning, the end idea, that design idea, that's the final product that you want to have. That's the beginning, right? Because once you have that down and that idea of what that looks like, then you can go back and look at the steps that are required to get to that place, literally all the way back to step one, right? Okay, so that same thing occurs when you're making an offer, when you're making a sales offer, when you're marketing online or offline. That same process needs to occur. So starting at the end, right? So the end is actually the beginning. And we're going to kind of now look at that, and how does that translate over? We gave two examples this morning. Now let's give a specific marketing example and look at that and how that can really affect your business. So let's say that the end goal for your specific marketing your marketing campaign is to get new distributors, recruit new team members to the team that you're a part of. Well, if that is indeed the case, then the goal is to get new team members. Then what's required to get those team members, right? What is it that is actually necessary to acquire those new team members? Well, you're going to have to, more people, right? More people are going to have to know about the opportunity that you have to present. So whether that means that you're going to maybe presenting via a live event, maybe you're going to have an online event such as a webinar, maybe you're going to be sending multiple people videos, maybe you're going to run some type of ad campaign on a specific paid advertising campaign like Facebook or Bing or Yahoo or Google, any one of those, maybe a pay-per-click network. So there's so many options of what to do. So you need to have that idea of what's the end goal. So where that's our beginning, and then we can work our way backwards to the starting point, of where we want to get to, which is make a list, probably, right? Make a list of the people and get my demographic down on who I'm actually going to offer this to. And then we work right towards our goal. And by moving from the end back towards the beginning, we literally are able to craft the outline. The crazy part is this. It seems almost like backwards, like you should start at the beginning, right? Start at the first step and then work your way forward. And you do. However, the first step is really saying, okay, what's the outcome that's desired? Where do I want to get? What's the goal? And then work backwards. And by doing that, it actually allows you to create a successful outline. It allows you to create that blueprint, if you will, or that formula, that system that you're looking to create so that you can actually codify things and get them done. And then actually take the actions that are going to get you the results that you desire. And by, in a way, reverse engineering, but not really reverse engineering, really just realizing that the end is the beginning. By doing that, you're able to then take the steps and draw them out individually and see them in a linear fashion, right? Or in a list even. You can see exactly how those need to transpire. And then you can see exactly what steps are required for you to take so that you can get the end result. And the great part about doing this is that because you have that outline, because you know what the end goal is, and that's where you started, and now you're following a set of steps that you literally created. If you're not getting the result that you desire, it's simply a matter of then looking at those steps and finding, okay, well, where is the bottleneck? Where am I getting a drop off? Where is this not connecting? And when you can identify that, you can then fix it, right? You can then change it. You can alter it. You can edit it. You can do something different. You can change that behavior so that then the result changes. So this morning, what I really wanted to talk about was how important it really is to start at the end so that you can see that the end is the beginning. The end goal is the most important part of the entire process. If you don't have a clear idea, a clear vision, an exact idea of where you're going, then you're going to have a difficult time getting there, right? It's like if you get in your car right now and you're like, oh, I'm going to go get something to eat, and you don't have anything in mind. You might just drive around for a while and try till you actually get somewhere. If you got in your car and you knew exactly where you were going, there's a better chance that you'd follow right through. It'd just be boom, 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 and you'd be right through. You'd be able to get there faster. You wouldn't spend as much time, energy, or gas, right? If you had a plan. So if you already knew the outcome. So this idea of starting from the end to the beginning is really just a simple concept. And by implementing this idea, this formula, and then trying to remember, and this is I think one of the challenges that a lot of us in business have, is that trying to remember, oh, I have to keep on doing that. That's that formula, that system, that problem solving method can work in multiple different formats across multiple different ideas. So it's remembering and taking the action and doing that multiple times so that becomes the behavior of habit, that's the way that things start becoming accomplished. And that's the way that you actually start taking on new challenges and creating new projects and really starting to make that a part of the routine. And it's, I think, a challenge for all of us. Like I mentioned, you know, I was lost in part of this offer that I was writing, and I had to get refocused and realize, okay, where am I missing the boat here? Where's the link that's not happening, that's not working, so that I can go in and change it, so that I can go in and fix it right away. And when I'm able to do that, and when you're able to do that in your marketing, that's when it becomes powerful. That's when you start to see the difference in results significantly increase, right? When you're able to identify what exactly is not getting you the result, what exactly is not working, and what is working. When you can clearly identify both of those items, now you're really setting yourself up to win, because now you're able to go out and say, okay, this is not functioning, this isn't working, I need to change this so I'm getting a different result. So that was our tip for the day this morning on the Free Daily Coaching Podcast. The end is the beginning, and really starting at the end is our first step, and then being able to take progressive steps from there. We're actually able to look at what is required to get to those end results that we desire. And when we're able to get to that place, when we're able to get there, we're able to really have an outline, an entire system, a formula laid out so that we know the exact sequence of events that need to occur to get to that end result, to get to our goals. I want to thank each of you for joining us here at the Free Daily Coaching Podcast. You can always go visit us over at www.freedailycoaching.com, where you can register and watch us here live each and every morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're broadcasting the podcast live via a Google Hangout with a webinar on air platform. And we want to invite each and every one of you to come by, stop by and see us. And we have the question and answers available open each and every morning as well, so that if we're talking about a specific subject that someone has a question on, they can always chime in while we're broadcasting. Again, thank you for joining us here at Free Daily Coaching. We'll see you on the next show. All right. For those that are here on the webinars on air, good morning and welcome to the Free Daily Coaching podcast and hangout. Super excited that each of you guys could be here, and excited that we're able to now get this recorded and get it uploaded here shortly to the iTunes, so that we'll have both on iTunes and Stitcher, we'll be able to actually have the podcast. So really excited about that, to have those both available, and then also to have the available audios on the website as well. So looking to get those updated very shortly here for you as well. So I'll see some of you tomorrow or on the next Free Daily Coaching Podcast, if not sooner. And I'll see some of you on some webinars this evening. The new member orientation for My Lead System Pro that I do at 8 p.m. Eastern is this evening. And then immediately following that, I will be doing the Road to L1 Leadership Journey, the Road to L1 Summit. It's a virtual summit. And if you want to get involved in any of that, let me know. Send me a personal message on Facebook and I'll tell you how to get involved. Thank you for joining us here at Free Daily Coaching.